Hello, everyone. My name is Mary Washeke, a leadership and a management consultant, and also unconscious bias facilitator. I'm also a leadership and life and business and executive coach. Today, I would like to speak with you about career capital and how you can actually increase your value in terms of your career capital. So really, what is the context behind which we are discussing the issues of career capital? Today, as you all know, we are operating in a knowledge worker economy that is very, very driven by the knowledge that you hold and the competencies that you bring as an individual. And therefore, the most important thing for you to know is that you are the asset, you are the resource. And you must protect that asset, you must protect that resource. But in terms of also protecting it, you must also increase the value of that asset and the value of that resource, which is yourself. So when you talk about career capital, we are going to also explore the 4 elements that make your career capital. Today, we also know that in this environment we are operating on, you cannot depend on your employer or your HR to manage your career. Many of us, as we go on, as we continue, will be actually giggers. We will join the gig economy. Gone are the days when all of us leave school and we want to find a job with an employer. Of course, we usually first of all start with an employer and then later join the gig economy. Some of us join the gig economy straight away. We know what we want. Research right now shows that even the bulk of individuals leaving universities, even senior or individuals also who have been working for a very long time, are more and more joining the gig economy, where they're becoming freelancers, managing their career and managing their value and productivity and their worth in terms of the job and talent market. It is important for you to know, even if you are employed, for example, you still cannot be depending on your employer or other people to tell you what is your value in the market and how to increase that value, how to communicate that value, how to protect that value from being undervalued by others. So we are going to look at career capital today, and you taking responsibility over your own career, and then also the ability to transition from one industry to another. That is very, very important. And also transition through life from one stage of your life to another. The career you would have when you're 20 to 30, you would want to change it between 30 and 40. Probably the career you are in when you are single and now you are married and you're committed, you have children and family to take care of. You may want to manage your career differently because you want more time for your children, you want more time for your family. The career you want to have when you're maybe 50 or 60, you may want to slow down or you may want to pick up. All this is part of managing your career and your career capital. So in terms of industry themselves, sectors themselves, the jobs you want to do, and even in terms of your timelines of life, your journey of life. A career, by the way, is not a job, just one job. Career is a collection of all the productive value, that the total sum of your productive value that you can package and actually monetize it or get value out of it. Sometimes it's not just monetizing it, because even in a career, there is value in receiving that self-fulfillment when you're doing something that you love, and giving back to the society is also part of career. So even community service that you could be giving and not earning any money out of it, but you're earning that psychological and spiritual satisfaction that you're doing good in the world, is also part of your career. So you need to get rid of this misconception that career is a job. The job that I have as an accountant, that is my career. Career is a collection of jobs that you may do, a collection of productive opportunities that you may have, where you create value and you take value. So your career runs through from the time you enter the job market or become productive or you leave university. So even though when you're a teenager and a child, yes, you're still productive because you're still bringing value to the people you interact with. But when you start actually packaging your value in a certain way and saying, this is a profession and this is what I want in exchange of me bringing this value to this space. And your career does not end because you have retired at 60 or at 40 or at 50. It continues even post retirement. I like to say retirement is not stopping to work. It's just change of work and pace of work. We used to say that it's also changing where you work, but because sometimes you are working in an office, now you are working from, you are gigging. But we know these days, even with now the new wave, or the new way of working from home. You can work from anywhere. We are calling it working from home or working from anywhere. So really, a career is not an office job. So it's your ability to remain productive and to be able to package that productivity and get value out of it and give value to it. Managing your career capital starts with knowing yourself. I want to say this: you are the resource and you are the asset. You are the holder of that capital. You're the one who can increase that capital or reduce that capital. So you are always building your capital, building your worth and value in the market, whichever market you're in terms of that. So you must become your own self-agent. You must have self-agency when it comes to managing your career. So career is a journey. Career, again, as I've said, is not a job. It's not one skill. It is a sum total of your employed productive value, whether it is self-employed or employed, but your employed self-value. That's the best way I could actually define it. It's all the jobs you have done and can do, the people you have worked with, the leaders who have led you and you have led, the experiences, the accumulative experience, skill and growth and technical competencies you have acquired over a period of time and will continue to acquire. It even includes your potential into the future. It is part of your career capital. So you are your greatest asset. So to manage your career, you need, yes, to know yourself, and you also need to know your context, which is your environment, in terms of the jobs you want to do, the industry you want to join, even the geographical region you want to work in, because now we are international and global citizens. Career transferability is really now the issue today. It's part of our lives today. So career capital has got 4 components. One, what I call the technical capital. The technical capital, these are your academic and professional qualifications, your first degree, your master's, your PhD, your project management qualification, your certified accountant, certified company secretary, and all those, the IT, whichever, all those technical competencies that you have acquired because you have gone and studied a certain trade, and therefore you have become knowledgeable, aware, you know the technical issues about that. So that is one of the career capital. The second career capital is your personality. You bring, that capital is inherent within you, the value that you bring as a person. You're a product of nature and nurture. Naturally, you are born with a certain personality and a disposition to be a people person, a number person, and such kind of a thing. And also your environment, the nurture, also shapes you in a certain way. So your personality traits, your personality strengths and capabilities you bring, they are part of your career capital. Because if you're doing, let's say, like a customer service job, you're an extrovert, you are a people person, you just build more on that. You go and learn communication, how to communicate with customer, but it naturally flows out of you because you really are a people person. Somebody else is a number person. And that's why I encourage, in terms of that particular capital, it is good to have a personality assessment. This assessment change over a period of time. Again, as I've said, you're a product of nature and nurturing. So your environment keeps changing you. The third career capital is what I call skills and experiences accumulated over a period of time through the various jobs you have done, the various people you have interacted, even through the goings and the comings and the highs and the lows of your own life. You become skillful. Some of us have come out more resilient in this season of COVID. We've learned how to be resilient, to be adaptive, to adjust. So that affects our personality, yes, and also, of course, is an experience. You can say, I'm a very adaptive person, I'm a very agile person. I did this and that job, therefore I learned how to manage people, to manage projects. So the experiences you have accumulated through the various jobs you've done, actually formal and informal, but also through the journeys of life and what you have gone through, that has made you the kind of a person, the kind of a leader that you are. The fourth element of your career capital is what we call the social capital or the networking capital. The people you know and the people who know you, and the value they can actually bring into your career. You may be known by so many people and you may know so many people, but they're completely irrelevant to your career. They're just maybe friends and colleagues you hang out with, you have a drink with on Friday. But when it comes to your career, they cannot refer you, you cannot refer them, or they cannot give you any advice. So this issue of social capital also includes mentors, coaches, teachers, and all those individuals that actually bring a certain value to your career. They are willing to refer you, to speak for you, to advance you also as part of your social network, part of your social capital is also even former supervisors who have supervisors of goodwill. Of course, we have some who have no goodwill in terms of developing their people or referring individuals. So that is really career capital. I would like to talk about the issues of technical capital once again. It's the qualifications that you acquire. But throughout life, the most important thing to be asking yourself is, what am I learning and what should I be learning? There is general management qualifications you should acquire if you want to get into management roles. When we start as individual contributors in our careers, then we become team leaders, then team leaders of team leaders, we join middle management. We become very good in operations. When you're in middle management, probably that's the time that most people do tend to do an MBA or courses like project management and such. Myself personally, I began as a mechanical engineer, and then I took a second degree in environmental planning and management with focus on sustainable development, linking social issues, economic issues, and environmental issues together so that you talk about sustainability. And then I did other qualifications that helped me advance in terms of my technical capital. Project management, change management. I'm Balance Scorecard certified. I'm a certified company secretary, certified in change management, certified, as I've said, in project management. Coaching, I have a diploma in coaching. I took a second language, French. So all these are qualifications to increase my career capital. But don't take any course just for the sake of taking a course. Ask yourself, what is the next move I want to make? And then take courses that are also transferable. Some of the skills are transferable. You can move them across industries. Like project management is really a very transferable skill. MBA is a very transferable skill. You may also want to be a specialist, therefore you take specialized technical program because you want to be an expert in a certain field. In terms of personality, now how then do you look at your personality? Is the issues and say, who do I need to be? Become more of yourself, but with skill. I'm not asking you to change your personality or to become a different person. It's just to become more of Washeke, but with skill. So knowing my personality, then I say, how can I then continue to improve my emotional intelligence, my self-awareness, my social awareness, the ability to negotiate or deal with difficult conversations, to lead courageously, to be much more authentic. So when you bring a personality of authenticity and good character, then you really then become credible. I like to say that credibility is one of the biggest, when you talk about social capital, credibility is one of the biggest pieces as you go as you grow within your career. When people see you as credible, then they are willing to employ you, refer you, collaborate with you in cross-cultural, cross-country projects, for example, in gig economy, in freelancing, whichever, because you are of such great value. You are credible, and credibility is made of two components, competency and character. Competency, you are world-class in your knowledge. You are an expert in that field, you say you are an expert. They can see from the results and what you have produced, including from your referrals. Then a character. Your character is above board. You say what you mean and you mean what you say. You keep your word. You keep time. Such small things are part of your career capital. When you're invited for a meeting, you give progress update. You keep time, you contribute, accountabilities which are given to you, you report on them. That is part of character, where people know that your word is your bond. So to be credible, which is really a big part of your career capital, is the issues of competency and character. So it's not about changing yourself, it's about becoming more with skill. You see, you can have let's talk about, I like the way, one of the former presidents of the US, or even I think also a Chinese philosopher said this, that give me 6 hours to cut a tree and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. Then I'll cut the tree. So it's an issue of, it's an axe, but it has been sharpened. So what I'm saying, be you, but a sharper you. I think that makes it much easier. The third career capital in terms of experience and skills, what should you be asking yourself? Today, we are operating in an environment which is becoming much more multi, inter, and cross-cultural. So the issue is to say, how do I make myself globally attractive in different markets? So it is to increase your cultural intelligence. You make yourself a person of high value because of how you can collaborate across functions, across industries, and across regions. So that's another way of actually making yourself a high value in terms of your career capital. Also look for high value jobs, high value organization, industry, regional, and global. All of us start somewhere. So start where you are and progressively grow. If you work for a company with 200 people, seek to grow in a company of 1,000 people, 2,000 people, and then international, whether it is collaborative work or as employed or as a consultant. These are a way of increasing your experience and skill in that space of career capital. The final one on social networking, as I talked about, is about who knows you and who you know. You should deliberately and consciously have what I call targeted networking. There is targeted networking and organic networking. The organic one that happens naturally through your contacts, just naturally, you are invited here or there. Then targeted one is saying, which communities of practice should I join? How should I, of course, also communicate myself on the social platform, LinkedIn, Twitter, and such. Especially LinkedIn and Twitter, they are really much more supportive of career issues and projecting yourself as an expert and as an authority and a voice in a certain space. So those are the 4 pieces of career capital. Again, technical, then personality trait and who you are, and then skill and experience, and the 4th word, so your social capital. Collectively together, they make your career capital. And you should focus on those 4 and continue saying, how do I protect what I already have? And how do I increase value in what I have? How should I package that value? How should I communicate that value? And what should I be getting for that value? Because also you also need to know what you're worth in the market. If you pay attention to that, then you will be really guarding yourself as an asset, increasing your value as an asset, communicating yourself as an asset, and packaging yourself as an asset. And you truly are going to be a brand. So I am brand Washeke. I am known for certain expertise. When you talk about change and transformation, when you talk about HR transformation, coaching, diversity, equity, and inclusion, unconscious bias, those are things I tweet about, write articles about. If you go to my LinkedIn page, you will see a coherence and a consistency with what I'm telling you, because people will go on your social media pages to see, is she consistent? What she says is she what she is, or what he says is he what he is. That you should be consistent in all your platforms where you appear, you project and communicate yourself. And with that, I wish you all the best in terms of your career capital, managing your career, protecting and defending the asset, and growing the value of that asset. Thank you.